funding shortfall hurts millions of people in need. Humanitarians said they have so far received only 20% of the $54 billion they requested for the 249 million people who need urgent humanitarian assistance. The 249 million are part of the worldwide total of 362 million people in need this year as they are battered by climate disasters, conflicts and food insecurity, the United Nations said. The Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs said its global humanitarian overview requires $54.8 billion, the sum of 43 appeals, and it is made up of 26 humanitarian response plans that include 9 regional plans, 5 flash appeals among other types of plans. We need to help people in need around the world, the office said. With needs growing exponentially, funding is struggling to keep pace. Unequal funding across emergencies and sectors have also challenged our ability to respond to the surging needs. Current underfunded crises include Myanmar, Burkina Faso, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Venezuela, Somalia, and Afghanistan. These funding gaps have real consequences on millions of people's food insecurity, health and protection, among others, and we encourage donors to continue to contribute generously to the humanitarian response plans. OCHA said 25 out of 43 inter-agency response plans are currently funded below the global average of 20%. It said this year's percentage is about the same as in 2022 and 2021, suggesting that the imbalance in funding coverage for appeals remains a protracted problem. On June 21, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said at the start of a 3-day meeting on humanitarian affairs of the UN Economic and Social Council in Geneva.
Global humanitarian needs this year are at record levels once again. 360 million people worldwide need humanitarian assistance, up 30% since the start of last year. More than 110 million people have been forced from their homes, and more than 260 million people face acute food insecurity, with some at risk of famine. Global economic woes started by COVID and aggravated by the worldwide impact of the Russian invasion of Ukraine are hitting the most vulnerable hardest. Sustainable development, the ultimate prevention tool, has stagnated or gone into reverse. And the climate crisis has contributed to the deaths of thousands of people and displaced millions over the past year. Ordinary people are paying an unacceptable price as parties to conflict violate international law, attack hospitals, schools and critical infrastructure, and commit rampant human rights violations, including gender-based violence against women and girls.
The UN said that this year has seen a record number of people around the world requiring humanitarian assistance. They include 43.4 million in the Horn of Africa, 28.3 million in Afghanistan, and 18 million in Ukraine. It said 24.7 million people in Sudan, roughly half of the population and more than half of them children, need humanitarian aid and protection. Nearly 1.7 million people have been uprooted within Sudan, while about 500,000 refugees, asylum seekers and refugee returnees have sought safety in neighboring countries.